Today, na the 12th day of August, 2021. It shock you? You be see this coming? Or you feel say you did dream? There's going to be a new family of currency in Sierra Leone, where the bank governor they call the new Leones. The new Leone go get coins and also go get notes. If you remember, not too long ago, we did talk about the increase of fuel. I been talk say the price would then say, for example, from Lumley to Jue, when at 6,300 leones. I talk now and say, Usa you see coin, 300 leones coin. Well, again for can be now say that price they go turn to 6 leones 30 cents. 6,300 go turn to 6 leones 30 cents. Yes, cents they be reintroduced. And also the leones, they take a beating go down. The governor say, from when come, we take that position there. Now we don't plan for do this. But anyway, it not been done because it be the wait for certain things them. Some of them things then they, now we go can talk about today. I don't know if you don't see the new Leones, but me I not see it. I think say there are some secrets where this bank governor keep. It look all water. Because if now first thing, if I don't come, what's na do? We are hopeful because rumor they pass around about some phases and we get for them the money. We just hope say na just phone. Now they use them for. Even me, I not go even mention that in here because I feel say na for phone. But he say the colors them, they match the colors the way they now. We go make them a little bit easier for people them for able to get used to the new Leone. Like I said, for AAA, I'm a little bit worried about this one. This not so about the economists them we go come and tell we the economical jargons and everything. Also me worry about now the way our prices then presently the skyrockets na salon. Because we business people and they're not used to that big millions and thousands of then thing the way then they sell, and now then don't they control how we currency the waka and the non how things they happen. How we go able for make let them understand see where they don't say this na 2 leones. Now 2 leones na they for stop, which is an equivalent to 2,000 leones. Where they don't say this thing, building material, now so if for cost, now so if for cost. Then they no can see the money so small. Then they begin increase the price, defend that in thousands and that in millions, so they no use for yearly. It go sound so unreasonable as I talk, huh? But something that somebody is used to. And it not be done they get full stop way be they get that jolly ride day. And now they say the zeros they don't come out. There are certain things then they way like businesses we don't print receipts and all those other want them. They go for take a beating too. This not for say now an easy one in all aspects. In the side of the government, in the side of the business people, in the side of we the people them. In the side of we the people them. Because they don't tell we say with time we go see this new one, it go the worker side by side with the old one, then that old one they go phase out. Then go we get the old one, nobody need to take an yuan. Eh? Nobody no go take an yuan. Them go come. But not to right now. Then they own now the future. But the price na saloon. We business people and we importers them. Hey. We hope say and get used to that Leone's, this new one. Quick one. And if we not be careful, now the 10 and 9 and the way things then they should go up easily without even we knowing say now more devaluation now in they come to the currency. And so me think with me layman idea. But we get a bank governor when our professor. He understand. He say, you know what thing? What so he say, you know, see. Eh? Because some of the reason them where the bank governor give, me Tripoli, I don't think say it's gonna change anything. I not tell you say all of the reason, I say some of the reason where the bank governor give. Then reason then they possibly we don't use for keeper. We see new one. The keeper. Eh? Okay. Let we bring come the bank governor. Make the bank governor explain for we why we need the new Leone Nasalon at this time. Through Radio Democracy, let we listen to the bank governor.
In the not too distant future, Salon will get a new currency that we'll call the new Leone. So a 1,000 Leone note now, the new Leone will be 1 Leone. And the size of the new Leone will be smaller than the current Leones we get. One, again, for transaction purposes. With currency too big relative to other countries, people not even able to carry in a wallet. And
there is some of the reason why the governor say we need new money. Eh? One, he said this one will get, it's too big. The paper, the size of the paper is too big. He said for put on a wallet, people are not able. Eh? Okay, let's listen.
So we are going to go to the international standard, make the Leone smaller.
We they go to the international standard for make the Leones smaller, which means the one will get now not to international standard. You don't see safer. But anyway, how will we compare ourselves to safer? Safer not to international standard. So now I make the Leone back being big. Unless if they don't get new one, no. But if you see the safer, eh? I don't know what I give you one, the wife cost they use. Anyway, continue, sir.
Fit the international standard, but also it lowers cost for us. We they spend too much money on printing money because we get these oversized notes.
Oversized note cost Sierra Leone government for the lost money because we they spend boku money for print money we not get value. Not to me talk, na bank governor talk. So we go say now the bank governor say, not go say just not Tripoli say. The bank governor say we they print money, we they spend boku money for print money we not get value. Okay?
You say the 1,000 leones, where we go down change them, we go to 1 leones. We get different currencies, then we get to 1,000 leones, we get the 500 leones, we get the 2,000 leones, we get the 10,000 leones. What thing go be the faith and how then go they after this process?
Then all go get the same. Will they print a new leone of 1 leone, which will be 1,000. There will be a new leone for 2 leones, which will be 2,000 now. Then we'll get a 5 leone note when at 5,000. We will get a 10 leone note when at 10,000. And we will get a 20 leone note where it will be 20,000. For make people they're not confused, will they keep the design of the old notes and the new notes the same?
keep the design of the old note and the new note the same. The bank governor just talk about the notes them. Well, let me help you now with the coins them. We get forget 1 cent, we in equivalent now to 10 leons. We get forget 5 cents in equivalent now to 50 leons. We get forget 10 cents when equivalent now to 100 leons. We get forget 25 cents when equivalent now to 250 leons. And we get forget 50 cents when equivalent now to 500 leons. The bank governor will not be talking under, but these are the coins.
So if you see that green new note, you go know say this is not the 10 new leons note, which is equivalent to 10,000 leons.
Whose value this gets
What
on
do
the
you mean?
economy?
One, it will reduce the transaction cost where households and business people they go through for care money go.
You there, yeah? It go reduce the transaction cost. The reporter ask and say whose value it go bring to the leons. Now the value not to me. The bank governor say the value they bring it reduce transaction cost to business system. Waiting again, sir.
Go reduce the risk. You go in a bank now, many people they tell we say then go in a bank, then they afraid for let them come out with all that money, then they fall at them.
It go reduce the risk of people where you go take 20 million a bank. Now so they work out with Ghana must go back. If they not get that 10,000 loans, if not 2,000, maybe don't they salon the time this year where money not been there. When at 2,000 and be they gain 1,000. No, I beg, not go even go take 10 million. You go for 10 million, you're on your own. Because you go for use Ghana must go back for put them kind money. Then he says so the risk where they behind that, then they try for fix.
So that will reduce the risk of those things happening. But more importantly, it will provide a psychological boost. That's what has happened when countries then don't redenominate.
The main important thing I always make government they do this psychological boost. What in that mean? In your mind, in your thinking, you think to say, we money don't better now. Even though that 1 leons now, it cost we 1,000. You mind they tell you say no, not to so it be, not to so it be. So the mind way they play with, for thinking to say 1 leon or 1 leon, it cause psychological boost. Yeah, psychological boost. Okay.
It provides a psychological boost to the people of the country saying we economy the better.
Psychological boost say we economy the better. You they think to say, we economy don't better now. But now in your mind, on paper, we're still the same. You go in a bank, we're still the same. But in your mind, something they tell you where they lie and you say, we economy don't be a big. That's what people say. Psychologically, we economy after 90 days, it go be better. Yeah?
And therefore, they will work hard to make it happen. And if all of those things happen, then the gains that we have made so far will continue. As I said, we will begin. One of the first things we have been want to do as governor, now for redenominate. But
one of the first thing where the governor be want do, now for redenominate. Now for do this introduction now of this new loans for pull the zeros them. He said that be the one first thing that they will be want for do. But now we see and waiting be stop them.
not been for able to do them in a time when there was rampant inflation, when we've been get fiscal indiscipline, government.
He said that 10 day rampant inflation be there. But yeah, so we not get inflation again or in all rampant? In all rampant or we not get them again? Because he said that then I be stopper before. The last thing I will do inflation. Now been waiting to talk about, if you can remember. But anyway, the bank governor put the word rampant before inflation. Maybe it's no more rampant. That's why.
When they just spend money, I had to put all of those things in check before I believe that the time is right.
He put all things then they in check for that rampant inflation before he believes say the time is right. And when? It's now. The time is now.
And the hoarding of Leone also created an incentive because it became unsustainable. And the charter plane for bring money.
The bank governor the charter plane for bring money. Hey! For money we not get value. Then the charter plane all for her. Okay.
Spent a lot of money as a kind of loss.
He say, I want you listen that side. He say in the charter plane for bring money, as the money come, he loss. Okay? But the money they come, where it come, he loss. So this new Leone, where it come, he not go loss. If we're not able to identify how the money they lost, the one that they hoard the money, if we're not able to identify them, have we fixed the problem? Because I give white paper, you keep them. So I go bring black paper. Thinking to say you are not attractive to black paper, you know go keep that one day? Then one day when they bear money, after talk I say Leone go digo, Leone go pull una money they own a beg. Because soon you go be on una own. But like I said, the one the way they keep money, I think we need to identify them. The one the way the bank governor say the money they lost, we need to identify them. If not, even this new money will out, it go loss. No one can hear the same reason. Say, where the new money can they don't begin keep them back, then they hide them back. Then what's next? Okay.
We cannot continue this.
We not go continue like that. So they bring new one.
So now I make, when they get new Leones, you wait don't go keep the old Leone, you go face and come.
Where you go keep the old Leone, you go face and come. Then waiting. You not go keep again. Huh? What's your other use for keep? Now like arata. Even when you put arata poison person, till arata don't use for keep. If they kill and somebody, you want drag and for go keep them back. You will don't use for keep. The bank governor say new one they come. Maybe you're not going to be attracted to the new one. Something like the old one I make you they keep that one day. But why then they keep with money safe first? Why? Okay.
Bank governor, now we look at the dollar rate as it is. $100 now almost 1,080,000 leones na the market. This plus other inflation issues. Whose role this new money go play?
The number of zeros where you get on the money, we economists we just call a numeraire. Now just, you can reduce the number of zeros or you can add the number of zeros. What tend to determine the value of a currency is the productivity of the people of that country.
Waiting they determine the value of your currency, now the productivity of the people of the country. Are we productive in Sierra Leone? Are we really, really, truly productive in Sierra Leone? So make say, waiting the bank governor they do so for pull the zeros them. You not get nothing for do with the value. It still lie on waiting we don't they talk now forever about building our economy in Sierra Leone. So now make the bank governor don't talk and say, for make the value be added into our economy, we the people for be productive. I hope they listen. Because not just run with and kitty. Say, listen waiting the bank governor they talk. The people of the country for be productive. Are we productive? All right.
Now, where we do redenomination, what thing don't happen in other countries is that where you redenominate, people the psychological feel say their money get value, and therefore they are going to behave in a way where the currency go appreciate initially.
So it say people not their mind, And then they feel say the economy don't value, so then go behave in a way where the economy go appreciate. Okay, what if they not behave in a way where you go appreciate? Because in Sierra Leone, what we don't use for counting thousands and millions, now you go tell and say this thing are 1 leone or 2 leone, even something will be 1,000 leones. Like, okay, let's just use example like bread. Bread, you get the 1,000 leone, you get the 2,000 leone. We get for be down 1 leone and 2 leone. Before una go say triple talk and if we not be careful, this we either get them perfectly right, or we damage we safe. Then small leons, then they wake up for the can now 1 leone 2 leone thing when 1,000 2,000 things them. If price control is not tackled, now then one day now get for damage things them. Because we go to market, if them be don't use for mention of fish for 20,000, whether they na 20 leone, they want push up to 100 leons. Whether 10 day, we now we don't they at the disadvantage end. The people learn for be productive. We have to be careful with this. And then they tell you say they work. But everybody has part to play. Now I made the bank governor, you doing your own, it's going back to we. Saying now we get for be productive. For make the currency get value.
But if you not keep sound economic policies, if you not keep the productivity of the country.
Sound economic policies. I just they tell you now, I just know what people are no use for do. Productivity of the country. These are the things the bank government they outline for we. Because down the road, if things not go fine, we won't come meet and back, he go tell you, say, these now the thing they want to be tell you now when I be they reintroduce or why be they introduce the new leone. So we not for turn blind eyes to then think way it talk so. Even though we've been saying this over and over and over.
Oh, you dey go back to Usa you been there. I believe say this is not the right time for Leo do this because mining is coming up. There is quite a bit of investment in agriculture.
Mining is coming up. Quite a few investment in agriculture. So then one and then any bank governor hope say go able to get foreign exchange turnover inside the country so that we go able to keep the value of this new money.
Going on and all of that stuff, we're going to reduce our demand for foreign currency for bring in rice and other things. And so this is not the right time.
When Salon people will see this new money come to the market?
When we're ready.
How soon will we go ready?
The law say we forgive the country at least 90 days.
He say how soon? He say when they're ready. But this last part, the bank governor, you not be glady. I not be glad at all with Musa. He say when they're ready. How soon? They don't give you 90 days. So we go 90 days for make the right decision with that old money where you get. So some of you who left Salon. Like bit people like I be smoke I can carry it. Why they go so it not go cost me for change money. So now we all the bank governor the talk. Now me 1,000 loans so I carry it. Hi, okay.
Notice. When we're ready, we go announce the money go come on this day.
But we not get a specific day as it is.
It not make sense for that, I tell you now.
The bank governor not glad you do that. They go ask you for specific date. He say no make sense for make it tell you. Not at all.
What in the processes then are we on now for change this money?
We don't make the order, but let them print them and print the coins.
How soon will we see the currencies?
You want to ask the same question
in many ways.
You want to try the bank governor, but he's not ready to spill that bean.
I am not going to tell you that. It don't make sense for that, I tell you. When we're ready and we want to inform the public, we go say on day so and so, will they begin the conversion. But for now, it's not wise. Just as it's not been wise for that, even talk about this until you're ready.
If you don't know, as we speak, and they print the money now, the new money, people and they speculate say it's going to be either in November or in December. Okay, The bank governor left down the giwi for speculating. I make you say, they talk until in ready. For now, in not ready yet. So, expect the new Leone where the bank governor ready. Not so where the economy ready for receiver more. They say we ain't ready. But maybe it will work alongside with the readiness of the economy of the country. Naimik. Well, if you think say na been dream, if you think say na something where you yeri will be feel one kind way, think no further. You don't hear him from the bank governor himself. We get forget a new Leone where the zeros the way they now we get for pull them. But zeros then go do, but not to that kind way we get now. Make we bring Cam Usman Tolly. Make we hear what in a take to this one today. Welcome on board, Usman Tolly. You get the platform, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Triple A. And also, I would thank Radio Democracy because now through them, we able to listen to Sierra Leone currency reform, where we they call redenomination. Triple A redenomination a policy instrument where economists and they use sometimes for adjust economy, in the sense that there is a lot of argument behind redenomination. A lot of arguments don't come from economists them, looking at the real impact where redenomination gets at the economy. So in other words, sometimes they introduce a policy, but it get unintended consequences. What I mean, the best way for explain what I mean by unintended consequences is like you get a house. This house, you get one door for go inside, but you get 2, 3 doors or 4 doors for come out na door. You go only one way for go inside, then where they come out, you don't know which the motor will likely come out. It all depends on what will happen inside that house day, where you will find yourself, outside you defend yourself. So now I make the debate in terms of redenomination plenty arguments don't come inside in terms of the economists them, what in the impact, what in this policy instrument, what it will bring calm to the economy. First of all, I'll just make this quite clear. Redenomination is different from devaluation. Two different things. Redenomination just means say, then they recalibrate the money by reducing the number of zeros. Sometimes and they reduce them, sometimes then they add them. That is simply it is simple by that. Yeah, just like you say, in this case, the bank governor say they reduce the money by 3 zeros. So in other words, 10,000 become 10 Leone. So they pull the 3 zeros then, and so on and so forth. While as the valuation is suicide, a country they devalue money in terms of other currency. The value they drop in terms of other currency. So these are the differences. I don't want to let people then confuse the two terminology then where they talk about redenomination. Okay, one important thing where I want everybody for note is that this policy or economic policy system, they not get absolutely, the outcome not can always, you don't get one perfect outcome, if you know what I mean. So it depends on the situation where you apply the policy. Yeah, it depends on the situation where you apply the policy. You listen to the bank governor. Yeah, him believe say this not the best time this for adopt the policy. In other words, him feel say, well, in terms of inflation, the country don't they do, they don't they reduce inflation. Perhaps he thinks so. He talk about outside the government don't they involve, or the country don't they involve in too much agriculture. So he thinks say because now we they produce much, so it's the best time to do the denomination. If we say there is sound fiscal policy, fiscal discipline, you hear me, they talk. Then also, you talk about the case of the mining sector, where they can begin to export. So in belief say because of these things, then don't they come to play, they don't come to a good place. So now the best time this for do the redenomination, because the time when it took over the country, in belief say there was no fiscal discipline, agriculture was in a mess. In belief say inflation be hyper inflation be getting 10 a day. So in belief say that 10 day, although it gets at the back of his mind, but that was not the best time. That was not the best time. And you listen to the possible interviewer, when an interviewer, he asks him the question when this thing for come, he not able to give you a definite time. I know why. Simply because sometimes and they bring panic. They bring panic when they make them tear, people go decide for do otherwise. So sometimes they, when the policy don't really ready, they just announce, give the notice, and then start the process rolling. But the other question again, where he say currently that they print and they can print the money. Yeah, he say currently and they can print the money. So I believe say we all know say sooner or later this thing will happen. It will happen. It's just a matter of time. Although it will pass 3 months, because he say then get forgive we 90 days for let them bring this policy into effect. But I believe say it will pass another 90 days because of the notice where they get forgive me. Now let's give some of the advantages them and see whether it makes sense for let the bank governor, well, as I say no more, it's a matter of argument. You don't get one single answer. Yeah? You don't get single answer. This is the thing about economics. It's all about arguing. How best you put your case across. That's what economics do. Yeah? That's the way economics. He might be right, the bank governor, because he knows the situation, the prevailing situation. Because a good number of the economists, then they argue, say the best time for bring redenomination, now where the country just come up a wahala. In other words, when we say wahala, it don't, then just they come up from inflation, and then they experience some growth, and then they get some, things don't they look nice. Now the best time down there for bring redenomination. Some economics they argue so, while some other economists then say, you can even do them, it's best for do them when the country they face some difficulties. Yeah, this now economics they argue out. One of the things then where I agree with we all know say the bank governor sometimes ago he admit say money short in a bank. We all clearly know about that. The money be shorting now the country in a bank simply because them believe say certain people them or they not sit down on the money in the country, they know they carry and go to a bank. Maybe he thinks this again, this is an argument. He thinks by redenomination, we side and go exchange the money with a new money, that will help attract people that will don't sit down for this money for count on a bank, let them take on at the hand, then they give the other one. So all man will count the money. Yeah. That one of the advantages them. Yeah. And then the other again is when reduce zeros them from the money, it make it easy for calculate. That one of the advantages them. You find out say we go to bank, sometimes for go left money, you see the bank staff when they struggle for calculate because of the number of zeros, the number of digits that way they come. So by reducing it by 3 zeros, I think say then they will simplify operate in terms of how they operate in terms of calculations, yeah, and in terms of transaction, in terms of business transactions, we get small amount, then they will facilitate business transactions, yeah. So in other words, the volume where they carry around, it will reduce substantially. So then other advantage again, where you get for think about. Yeah. Again, a good number of people and they argue again say they bring more of coins. They begin use coins back, and this is where the argument about inflation, I go influence inflation. In other words, directly, they help in terms of inflation, but indirectly, through psychological effect, it help somehow in terms of reducing inflation. Because what do we mean by then go able to begin use coins now. And we'll begin use coins. And then they bring a lot of confidence, and when it bring confidence, it help in terms of reducing inflation. And you listen to the bank governor, and this is very important. The main advantage behind this whole thing, yeah, where you look at them, now the psychological effect. That is the main advantage behind the redenomination. What do we mean by the psychological impact? In the sense that, people then will can begin look the money, say a value. Because, you get a lesser amount for carry, and you listen to I talk, say, the new notes not going to be as big as the old one. So it will reduce the volume of it. Yeah? So, and you don't reduce the zeros, that just means, say, it creates confidence in the people and say, money don't value. That psychological impact, when they get to the people, it make people and they feel good. They bring about certainty. And one of the big factors in economics is about certainty, where it bring about certain people and get confidence. They boost the confidence of the people, and people then begin work hard. Let me say this: denomination itself, get too much difference, but it's just that psychological impact where they bring in terms of people working harder. And when you work harder, the tendency there for you improve productivity. Yeah, it improve productivity. Hard work. Yeah, it increase productivity. So in other words, that psychological impact, where they tell you about, is about people believing in the system now. Then believe, they get confidence in the system now, say, we money don't value, although the same as before, but it's just that psychological impact where they bring calm, say the money don't value, that go help for boost the country and boost the morale of the people. Yeah. And also, you listen to one of the advantages that we make in terms of they reduce the cost of printing, because now we get smaller amounts, smaller, the paper will become smaller. Another waste too much ink per nam, although you go argue against, say, when they can withdraw the old one and they can print more of the new one, than are other cost. But in the long run, after the denomination don't take place, they finally say they reduce the printing cost because the paper is now smaller and they waste less ink, and the cost of flying it to the country. Don't forget that you go print them outside. So the bigger the notes, the more space you take, and then again you get impact, and they don't reduce the number of zeros as well. So again, that's another advantage where the economists then they talk about when it comes to the given a critical success story, like given a success story, and then look at some of the failures. Them Ghana, for example, in 2007, then denominate the currency. That was a successful policy. Not because it get direct impact. It's just that, that we didn't change the money from that 10,000 cedi to 1 Ghana cedi. Then get rid of 4 zeros. Yeah? Then get rid of the 4 zeros. It can be 40, it can be, so along with other policies, let me say this. If you denominate your currency, yeah, you denominate your currency, then it bring about sound economic policies. I have to emphasize this. The denomination alone is just an auxiliary, just for help. But it not get too much difference where they make. But if you denominate your currency with sound economic policies, it help. And that was what happened in Ghana. In Ghana, in 2007, they redenominate the currency. With sound economic policy, then it bring about success. Today, we talk about Ghana being a success story in terms of redenomination. An example of unsuccessful story, we talk about Zimbabwe, for example. How many times Zimbabwe began for redenominate the currency? Yes, because the policy system will go along with that of redenomination will not be tell well. So eventually, they may get for abandon the Zimbabwean dollar. So it's not only about redenomination, it's about the other policy system where you get for take, for make that money they become useful, for make the economy become sound. Yeah. Now, when you talk about some of the things when I talk about economic policies, yeah, first of all, a good number of economists, they argue, say, you no go use redenomination when your country depends only and solely, and this is why I have a little bit of concern. When your country, mostly the import. In other words, a lot of import exceeding export. And I think Sierra Leone, although in the talk say agriculture and that of mining sector, where they can get, you say they can do a lot of export, and agriculture also, if we're able for export to agriculture, that to go help. But we know say at this point in time, to a very large extent, we still rely on import. Import by far exceed export. So economists, they argue that a country will depend mostly on import not to find policy for adopt. And a country where mono-economic, in other words, we're not diversified. A country where not well diversified, enough fine for let them do redenomination. That is the argument. Yeah. So you see, the other thing again, then say redenomination is not effective in some other countries then, where you get persistent inflation. In other words, when we redenominate, the bank governor therefore make sure say he able control inflation. Otherwise, if he allow inflation to go out of hand, when he don't redenominate, there's going to be another problem. Yeah, he will likely therefore do that again. Yeah, where it will make the situation go out of control. Yeah, so there's a lot of arguments as to say economic policy instrument them. It all depends on the timing where you do them. Make sure say where they apply a particular policy instrument, the timing is right. You therefore look at the existing situation, existing economic situation. Then one of the greatest concern, I think, AAA, you mentioned that. You mentioned that. In our young country, we know say the illiteracy is too much. I'm afraid I have to say this. The rate of illiteracy is almost around 70%, 60, 70%. We all know that. So where they can redenominate, Yeah, a lot of people will get confused. A lot of people will get confused. People are used to the idea of 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. So my concern is how them people and they will not go back to school, how they go able to adjust. Will they bring the coins back? You know, how they go able to adjust to the new situation is a bit problematic. It's a bit problematic with the rate of illiteracy in our country. Yeah. And the other thing again where I get from mention is that the bank governor, I think if he is serious about what they talk about, if the export, what they talk about in terms of the mining sector, the agricultural sector, if he feel say he go able to control inflation after he don't redenominate, I think it will make, maybe it will be a success. But make no mistake, this policy not just try and error. It's try and error. Because a whole lot of things go bad. A whole lot of things can go bad. We don't see so many examples. Other countries and they adopt them, they succeed. A lot of countries that adopt them, they succeed. Whereas other countries then when they adopt them, they don't succeed. So it's a lot of argument where then at the table. But indeed, this is a policy instrument where then they use for help, for cushioning situation. But the impact where they make on the economy is very problem. Nothing where it's debatable, if you know what I mean. A lot of debate surrounding around this with economics and count. So different explanation of how this the impact on the economy. But to a very large extent, the greatest advantage is the psychological impact. The psychological impact where they bring to the people the belief, the confidence, say this will go happen. Now that we country don't do well. Now that psychological impact, now the biggest thing where economists then they argue in terms of success. I go stop here, I'll give chance to other panelists them. Thank you very much, Triple A, and thanks to everybody with the listening. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Usman Tole.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Welcome on board, Usfriend. You get the platform, sir. What you get for we?
Thank you very much, Triple, for giving me the platform. And thanks to Mr. Usman Tole for your contribution. And thanks again for able to gather all this information and thank you to Musa, even though you go get your share there. Mr. It was very interesting that side day, but that side there's something I go on for peak day, but towards the end, that last area where in temperament change. I will address the issue here. What is this economic issue when they try for balance up. Then they try for do some doing economy for the public finance. But the waiting something to do with beauty and something to do with something who will induce something. When they try for find a kind of a catalyst, something who will push up the economy in a form of people and will get a mindset who will be able to make them do something. And now you go look, say, from your own speech and based on what would they try for put up for what this redenomination of the money, you find out, say, a battle between the government and the bank, because the bank always listen that they do the monetary policies and for the quantity of the money in credit and value then at the market or day to public use. While they get the government, then they make laws, fiscal laws for taxation and for spend. But I believe say the area of spend that they point out say now affect your policy where it be try for bring down the monetary policy. And some of the monetary policies that they be try for introduce talking to the dollar boys and doing this, but it can come to a point when the money was being hoarded. Because one time you make a talk about it, about money with the issue, I think that Christmas was approaching. So me, I suggest the money now physically people they don't keep them. That's why. For many reasons, we don't discuss that, but coming to that one, then he introduced this issue of redenomination for try for bring good things inside the money in look, and then it reflect on some other things inside person's mind, and it cause something will go reflect on development in terms of industrialization now, or in terms of investment and get for canal. or it's in terms of what they produce, follow and develop, then I get a sound economy. It gives just one example on mining, say might be a way we will get the domestic income or gross domestic, the GDP, the produce, and then they get the income from the produce. So, but then one day it bring come. So, but when you look, first of all, I'm certainly don't try to explain. One of the methods where Ingo don't use, because the method we use for denominate a currency, first of all, it get waiting and they call it get like a common denominator because they say and just the normal fraction, the number where they up, then I denominate it, or the denominator, but it gets a number at a point where it divide, now it change them to 2 go get this, then 4 go get this, but you get for a number when at the same number. So in other words, if now 10, 20, 30, so they use maybe 5 for able for divide them all. So if you divide 5 into 10, if for able to divide them with no, like when they say a remainder. So you go back to 20, like 5 until 2 times. So you don't forget a division with a remainder. So you sometimes then they use this method for able to forget then young way would the money for go. So that one they work on. You can only get the sequence of the money, but that is how it work first. So you don't apply a method they don't. But usually the value where they put the set value, then the money, if we say this and the set value, what they put for it can change to. You pull either you add the zeros like they say or you reduce them. But when you reduce them, they define also at the high denomination value. But you try for bring now a bigger money for inside the smaller money in value, so that when you use them, you avoid for carry beaucoup money with you in a street. Then one thing, and it avoid back the money for let you know go people. The more you carry them, the Russell or capture. But when you get the amount we want at a small amount, you don't go pack and too much for good. That's not one thing again. But there are good things and there are bad things in this thing. It's difficult for understand. Just like in maths, like a kind of mathematics where they work, it's difficult for understand. It's only when you explain them. But the one way he explains it, that it's gonna be like a productivity development. If that one day reflect on what he do so, and then you will see people in mindset, it will work. Already, you don't go work out big money, you go work out just small amount for go buy the same value. Because they don't reduce that big amount so that you don't go get like they look at it in a form of inflation. When they see too much money, they change a small group, but again a different form because you actually need to hold the whole and gonna something similar. But the one way that our division factor we don't use, and then you go find out say when they fix this income, for let the income go fix. It fix them with another method again. But when it get the share, the values and the income one, it get for look say the money they get for campus, they get for able for get cash machine where they dispense them, let's say like that. Or if the cash machine blank give a certain amount, it get for able for replicate again, for give it the one that they don't change to that amount they for pull out. So you get for involve people when one the way related to that's not the thing now. You get for do back the one you not tell you get about bonds because you get back the value of bonds them when people like make it the government can do. Even though that one day an officer they work too much again, but that now that thing we get for change again the value because some of the bonds and they in that type of currency value. So that one you get for work on them if you get for bring that bond system and they go buy them bonds. So all that one in the other one way you get for incorporate. So it involve the one they will get for give the ATM money or if now say you go plan to put this amount of money they get for make sure say it look system it will work there. Then at the other areas where you get for include the one they will get for can inside for can do let this program yeah where you don't put inside. I mean the idea where you don't so let it go able for develop to make the people profit from them. But the other area where I see where you try for do a projection. So now based on the projection of the GDP, that only is try for say, well, I bring this idea now. Those factors we don't get the idea before. But because of again, as I say, the spending and the fiscal policies then been the attack in your monetary system. Because it be mentioned at some point, say that there was a kind of economic monetary indiscipline. You see? But the monetary indiscipline, now because of it being the key to the government more spending. You see? You know, actually called physical policy, but when you see the discipline, because if you say monetary, I'm sorry, why this? So you talk about fiscal indiscipline, but the fiscal indiscipline will not actually the bank, the government, they bring that indiscipline inside in your monetary discipline you don't put. So if find out say even put say a cripple program we been get at that moment. So you know I was physical indiscipline now you can unbogging your ideas. So that's how they not be able. So we don't know if you don't address that area wherein the money where government will take and dispense from in your area one are the last lender. In other words, now the lender of last resort, we government add up, and then they go lend. After that, the central bank, the general bank budget for lend, then commercial bank. So, but if you not the kind inside in the way for come, then they go, the output, so they find out there is a deficit. So, but that one day, deal with them. You don't deal with them in a way you don't know if they tell on anything what he do. He just tell me say he want to step up for let it go. Until we are in the government not go able to come spend more again. And then in go try for bring policy. What when I say all what should go spend, when I go hold on at the value what they say, if they work on the minds for let you go get the goods, the value for the goods, and then waiting you own a businessman for let you stock value. You go able for meet up the way what you buy out and can inside. But the other few areas you have been pick up again, what I say, it will look doubtful small because you don't project the economy based on waiting the mining get for bring come. But I don't know if not on iron or it base them or it just try them and I only hope there is gonna be income or the development to get for the GDP go steady. Where in the waiting now we own GDP will they sell out, it not go lost value in the market. In market price will stay. Say that side in we don't develop and then maybe we'll get a branch from it. So in another section again in terms of production, local production, then we'll begin the export. So that by the time now the value of the iron ore loss we iron ore don't done now, then the other area will don't develop. But only hope say those areas it will look at them because it know what they do. But sometimes because of the situation, the environment and the team players them where they involved in the development of the economy, the finance the team players them that they can distract them as they been distract them at the initial idea we even get for bring, then at some point they begin to bring problems there where they begin to bring hiccup in the economy, where in the inflation they go. But we not know waiting in aim for curtail the inflation now. Because this way they do so I think we not to immediately reflect actually. It gets small disadvantage wherein it will cause another form of wherein you say man they go able to keep 10 million now. It's very easy because the currency is smaller. So you see, so it not stop people and for keep them. In fact, it make it easier for people and for keep them. But depending if people use the idea or input not for another purpose. In other words, you know they use the pen for say possible and in a class like them but already the first you know they see all like you can with the sharp part of the pen. You they use that pen the sharp one for write at the paper, let you go now house you go study. So that are the idea of that for talk now. People not misuse this idea for say because the money is easy for keep, then hold down. Because that is the biggest problem in terms of when you denominate a currency, it causes a lot of corruption. Because people are able to keep that money there because when you say 10 million, small you hold like pockets, but a big money you hold in terms of the value of it. Then you go hold them. And then they become what they call black money. And that black money, they get a lot of illegal transaction the way you try for bring come. Because one, they find out say people then will they get money from side then would then nobody want for pay tax. So then when they keep for areas where people and they get developed areas who industrial don't they. So you then get for watch of all those loopholes, how they were able for maintain their side and they where they would know say the accountability go there, like how the ACC they say una for the show una well, una they show this, but we don't know if they're going to show them money. So these are the areas where they don't keep. So that is what it get for try look say for project. Okay, yeah. So in other words, the GDP get for be steady, wherein it shows when it brings us one income come inside, then that income they will reflect on the other side, like the agriculture produce or industrialization, who will they produce now things and we export them, will they add more value to the things them or value to iron ore, value to anything what they produce will sell. So if this not make would they go this one. That when they know if that projection they nine he make. Then the other one back like way they see now this and media. In other words, the artificial intelligence they go on it. They get something that they call cyber hacking. Not for we. Because when you get back denomination, what they do now an environment or society in a country, it help for let people go use, well, not to help us short, but it diverts people from using the currency, then when they go what they call digital money transaction. And when they go to that increased electronic transaction, now they sometimes it can risky for cyber hackers for letting them go able to hack your cash. Because once you're able to trigger that side, they get in the older in the larger currency, you're not able to trigger the use of inside that card day. So you go into the use of the online banking. So you know we want to go to the cash point. You know we want to get on this. So, but these are areas now of choices where they get for look into back. So not to in one green no more get for this and not see the involved people in back, the Ministry of Education, of Information. You get even the Attorney General has to be involved in this kind of aspect because now you get for look into this kind of areas now the court in case those things happen. It's here they stretch too much, but that is what it has to be when you get for involved. We don't know if they do it because sometimes we don't know what thing they do would are involved when they get the panel. But these are all the areas where they say now the bad side of waiting they bring for the money. People then go hold down, people then go try to get away for corruption for do corruption which I know was for keep them because they were able to keep them, then that cyber risk day. But in terms of the advantage, it did it from what he inside. The only thing now waiting now, the people then get for take for understand how long it will take now their mind while they will get for that exchange day, then gradually they will get used to them, and then gradually there is an environment where people then will get way for them will get development. In other words, they make available play field. There are resources there where people do income development, add the income of the household, develop the continuing income, and then you will see the inflation, it will start to cut down. Thank you very much for giving me the platform, and I only hope say all these kind of things and go for do and like I say before I go, I think there something stressful. It might have been something where he not been the get a hand for let it go do. So we don't know if because of the investment we are not see well at the time this for let it go denominate the money. We don't know about this, but for so far so good. I left this, and I hope you go able to see how things will go for we on economy. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, us friend. Well, that's now us friend in your submission for today. We want to come with Jasmine Suma. Make we just hear a quick one waiting na your take on this. Yes, Jasmine, you get the platform. Waiting na your take on this, sir.
Well. We get for members say before I begin, just say hi to Fambulem. They tell all man do Fambulem for the opportunity for talk. But it's not a topic where we need for able to get enough time for delving into details. So I get less than 5 minutes for make a comment. The fact of the matter is currency gets the biggest role of currency in an economy. Now for them we're able to use them as a medium of exchange for the purchase of goods and services. They're able to use them as a means for record value and as a use for determine the value of things and where we buy and sell. Now, for let it go fulfill that role there, part of the intrinsic, for let go fulfill intrinsic value, part of the qualities of the money. Now, for let people then go able for move with the money, portability, then call them portability. Now, because of the high rate of inflation and alone, this ability for we money for be portable don't become a threat. So if the solution the main solution could have been, though, now for control the inflation rate so that the value of the currency not continue for the drop like lead. Like I don't drop over how many percent since the Paupanistas then come to power. Or you able to come up with this method here, so we then come up with, you create a redenomination of the currency, in this case by reducing 3 zeros at the end. So if somebody, they talk in terms of 100 million, that would be 100,000 in writing, but the value is still 100 million. So what does that mean? It means, say, if I go to a bank, I go take 100 million loans. That 100 million loans there, based on the current currency noted in the GI, the money go plenty, take something at 10 bags now go get for carry, for take them out. We make the portability of that currency very difficult. But you know, had 1 cent to the value, if you decide, say, go remove the 3 zeros, so that the amount of hard cash within the car part up with, instead of 10 boxes, something at 1 box then go carry. So that portability element, now in no more this tier satisfy, but it not add value to the currency itself. For add value to the currency, control the true control of inflation. Now for make sure say there is productivity in the economy, because there has to be a balance between the amount of money in circulation and money supply in circulation to the amount of goods and services we not produce. Unfortunately, in a salon, we not produce much. We heavily depend on imported goods and services. So until we limit the number of goods and services that we import, especially agricultural products, we'll be able to produce, the value of the currency will continue to be under threat. So this, what I call cosmetic solution, not going to become a permanent solution if this trend continue for the next 5 to 10 years. We will come back to a point and say, hey, the money is not plenty, we'll reduce another zero. The real permanent solution, now forget a government na power, we get a responsible way of managing our finances and make sure say then cut down on the expenditure, frivolous expenditure, like then on unlimited per diems when they pay themselves when they fly all over the world. They say they bring come investors. Say today will not see one factory built for 3 years. That's a government where they make sure say they cut down on them frivolous expenditure and they divert some of the funds that we will get into directly investing into the economy of the people, making sure it build infrastructure of the economic infrastructure of the nation. Then we will begin to produce palm oil, granite oil, coconut oil, and then kind of stop them instead of we begin import canola oil from abroad. But let me talk about the caveat. This is my own fear. The biggest fear about this current changes here, so is it because that these guys want to make it easier for themselves to hoard the loans? Again, let me repeat that. Is it because they want to make it easier for them to hoard the loans? Because the money in circulation could be different from waiting then at the balance sheet itself and the central bank. When they talk, say, with the release 5 trillion loans in circulation, that's now in the record they show. But what if it is 6 trillion loans, that 1 trillion loans, they not accounted for at the balance sheet, but it is also still in circulation because people within the hierarchy, the leadership of the country, where they control the funds, they're able to spend them out. It will kill the inflation standard. You go see some man will go buy 1 motor car for welfare, they buy 3 motor car because 2 girlfriends they will able to forgive because he get this plenty money where they put them through the banking sector, where they enjoy it, whilst the people in Akaila they suffer. The people in Apuja they die with hunger. But you see politicians and then they fat in the bank, then what hold them. Some man where you then go visit them because me know the people the way they go in him. So now the Leons then too plenty for let them give people out. So now dollars and they give dollars. If they say I go to this minister today now, $200 now you give me. As if dollar is not the currency of circulation because the Leons too heavy for them for transport around because the money we then get now the houses they wouldn't the stock around is so much that what people in the suffer in the country. So we need a responsible government for come address the economic challenges that we would face, as opposed to this mediocre leadership here, where they come with what I call paupanomic solution to our problems. Paupanomic solution, not to in the solution to the real true economic problem that we face in the country. Only a responsive government we're going to come is set up the system of governance, responsibly manage the economy so that we're not going for the can deal with them cosmetic solutions that they come up with. The only thing we're going to handle inflation in our country now when we begin to produce rice, we begin to produce furniture, we begin to produce oil, we begin to build we infrastructures from the areas inside the economic bed they run from. If they talk about Cambia district, Bombali district, Kailaun district, Bo district, but then side and day, we forget some good road network. So where farmers and they produce and we will bring them produce directly to the port with no hindrance, no police stop. When police they take Naya, so man they go cut timber na Kenima. But the take brand cancer free tongue. The amount of money they pay in a road force is not small. Now that making they take all with timber that they export and give the Chinese man them. Oh, people in the shop are unable to build furniture inside the country. Then they talk about saying the fixed economy by taking out three zeros. That is cosmetic solution. The best solution are for bring a responsible government. And the only responsible government really online right now for takeover 2023 is the NGC. Period. Led by Dr. Kande Koloyumkela. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you very much, Gismed.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Huh?
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay.
So next time we'll all get enough time.
Okay.
We plan and well. So we'll delve into the real economics in terms of the big loan them where then government here don't take, we don't put now we country in head. Over $450 million. Now and then I don't take inside 3 years. Then don't get grants from other people, other World Bank, IMF, other country them where they don't can give them in the name of the people of Sierra Leone. We're over $800 million. I am talking about 1.5 billion. Now, and then guy don't destroy. So inside 3 years, 30 people in the suffer with angry. Then they take petrol price, they go up, all things they go up. Then they talk selling the fixed economy by taking 3 zeros out of the whatever. That is not economics. That is what we call pan-economics.
Thank you very much. All right,
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. You had to listen. You get the opportunity now for call. Make yourself be a part to the program. If you get anything for add or anything for subtract, the bank governor say it pull 3 zeros then come out. So 1,000 leons now go be 1 leon. What you do? You explain. But he tell we say for make the economy go get value, we need productive people in the country. So, if we are not productive, it go still stay the same. Make we come with this scholar, make we hear waiting it gets for we today. Yes, scholar, welcome on board. Your name and who the call from, please.
This is Martha Aronobi. Good evening. I call from Delaware, USA.
Yes, Martha. Waiting are you on take today?
Well, me on take. If we work well, the governor succeed. Me are glad because now they don't thief all the money in the country, and now we go know them. If you get the old money, you be don't thief, you keep them. You either bring and come, or you forfeit. So to me, it's a good idea. Because someone can get the money, they host them or bring on or wherever they keep them, especially like their minister or honorable. If they thief the money, then keep them more. If they bring a kind of bank, we go see them. That's in the corruption, go expose them. But they're not bring a kind of bank now, then keep the money go to them, become poor, like we own people there. So this now me own take on that note. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Martha.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yes, call ID live on air. You name and who side the call from, please.
Yeah, this is Patrick.
Yes, Patrick, you get 3 minutes, sir. What's in a you take?
Well, this thing to me, I think it will work, but they left for very, very careful because one, the only reason why they say now for let the currency, let the money, the note they reduce, that go work. I mean, for the carry boku money, not fine. Ghana do the same thing. They tell you that they use the force money where they change that to cedis. You know, before the $100 was like now $100 now Ghana na 600 Ghana 600 cedis. Normal Ghana, cedis, which is good. Before that 600 cedis, if you change out with the old money, was 6 million. So, which is good, but it affects them very well that first period 1 year there because price wise should go up. Because one, we they take transport or we they buy bread when we they buy 1,000 loans 1,000 Ghana cedis when I'm in one city now, it shoot up to 2 cedis when at 2,000. So it affect them. But because people that normally know the difference, we know a lot of people up in the province is not going to know the difference. It will affect them. It will affect a lot of people for the first 1 year. So, and not say it not go work. Yes, it will work. But they left for very, very careful. As Indian say, for let the dollar price go down stable. Because when Ghana start, it is stable. But times go on, you see, it begin to shoot up. It may they force to 300 cedis for $100, now na 600. You see how it did go up? Not that it left it left for affect people there. But for say like that, for the Canada Boku money, now the good side to me I see. Because we go withdraw 2 million, 3 million instead of carry that Boku money. They able carry now if you change $100 now, which could be how much? 10,000, 10 leons, or how much it will be? 1,000 leons, which it will be nice because the person is not going to say carry that kind of money today, which you go that's the good side and it to me. But when it comes to the common man, the poor people, no, I'm not going to say poor people because I will not poor. I say the word CV. But where you go with common man, I go able a price thing there because from the one we not get price control. So now we go to find out that till the one bag rest now where they buy 300,000, where could be how much to the new money? 300 leons, 3 leons. It go hard for we. Even some we have where they go. They go affect we by the diaspora because even with all that boku change the some man they spend we change $100. We go buy one or two tea, you don't see the money don't cut because we buy first if now water or this I don't tell you water 250,000 lives span 200 per 1 million we change. If they don't cut that like 700,000 they don't left so it go affect everybody. But the price wise will affect a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie to you. Typically, as you say earlier, things in the market will be double. Even the transport where they talk now, and things now like 6,000 from outside, from PZ to Kleintown or from outside, it go pass that. It go pass that. It will be double because na Ghana na that Apple. When they change the money, everything go double or twice. So if people then not begin to grumble, they don't change and do, they don't change and do. So to me, I see two things. Maybe they change the money for let it go towards for let it work towards this the ECOWAS money. Maybe not because of that. Because when it's direct condition they may not give it before. You see? Because when they don't if not I know to work towards it, it's fine. Because if the ECOWAS money, the ECO come in, which will be good for all the West African countries. Maybe now because of that, so now make that work to us. Who knows? Because the echo don't print already. It don't print long time. They just do wait for country therefore let them build up then especially they may wait on we. So maybe now because of that, we see that they print these new leons now for work because Ghana because another they self do, where they change for, let them begin use this new echo, but they not be they wait on we, and they wait other country there. We go fine, but they left for that thing left for affect people the whole. Let everybody where the diaspora go ready because when they tell think where the bill now, where they do this now, what thing and whether they go tell you now the cement road they buy 80,000 or 85,000. You go meet now 150,000 under the new money, which is the new money could be like around 150,000. How much?
15 leons.
15 loans. They go tell you one bag cement now 15 loans. You go see the money.
150 leons. 150
Yeah,
leons.
150 loans. It sounds the money sounds small now in US because from war born in the 70s or the 60s, we know what the money that they mean. Where they mean we small, where they give 30 cents for good lunch. Or if you lucky said the way your uncle go give you 1 leons, oh my goodness. You know, say yes, you don't gentry that the 2 leons. That money they small, till we don't grow up. Till the leons that they don't begin to cut off now the system. So now they don't take say 150 leons. To you, the common man, the psychology will left affect people there. Because before when they say 150 leons, now like what for buy what is sardine or buy matches box or dine meat. Now they tell you that 150 leons for one bag cement. So you don't see how the money go. It go hard. It go hard. The people that now the business people they're going to make more profit because when they tell you that now, you are the diaspora and I go, but it's cheaper. You don't know say now 150,000 they buy one bag so you don't see it sounds small. It sounds like cheap. We go buy something that tell you 200 leons. It sounds that, but technically not 200,000. You buy 100,000 now that they tell you 200 leons. But you go to fiscal 200 leons, so you're not bad. But technically now 200,000 you dey pay so. Two me they buy 100,000. You left for that's what happened in Ghana. I went Ghana they change your money. I first enter Accra. Also made it from airport to also made they go. I made they pay like 15,000 Ghana cedis, the old money. These guys they tell me now from the airport to side they go now 20 cities. That 20 cities they we calculate into the whole money. I mean 200,000 Ghana cities. So you see how it double. First now me 15,000 for the old money. Now because the new money don't come in, well from the airport to side they go now 20 cities. That 20 cities they will calculate to the old money now 200,000 Ghana cities. So I paid, 3 times the amount I have to pay. I said, wow. I shocked. They say that challenge I saw. Where is it the same? Where they want even make you discuss? Say master and I saw. You know they argue.
You talk before I let you for go. You talk, but you not talk about the money handling. Because you know, see, on that side, you can always get issue with. So the new money, the handlers them, how the marketwoman and wrap and all that.
Well,
you don't talk nothing about that.
Okay, that's another issue back. That's another issue. That's another issue. They left for make a commercial on that video. Let them pay good professional then. Let them blast that now the social media, now the TV, how for handle that money. Because if they not do that, then now waste of time. Because they come on where they don't have prample money. I dey tell you, Salome, I know they take change. Anything I dey buy, I know they take change because the change way they give you, they discourage for all. I dey make sure the thing. I just say something I leave. I say that's why I just keep the change. If now 1,000 so 2,000 that they left for find a professional commercial people. They let them contact Sarah Network.
That's what I'm talking about.
We did it. We get production, we get good network there, we get the office there, let them contact, let them able to make that commercial there. Because if they not do my brother now we're going to talk about say the money na disgrace because Kolata now, fisherman now, pepper now, all kinds they just you know. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Yeah. Yes, caller, you live on here. You name and who side the call from, please.
Yeah, my name is Famaro Kuruma, the call from Netherlands.
Yeah, Famaro, you get 3 minutes. What thing you get for me?
Well, Tripoli, we dey look at one desensitization first for like the lay people them I mean the way they sell that paper in the market. We like some of them don't open accounts na them various banking system, yeah. We then don't adopt into this old currency where we did use presently. We like we don't use to the million and the thousand. That mommy go down the hope say and get 1 million or 2 million in account. The day way in go, they go tell and say that 1 million they then go tell and say you get 2,000, 5,000. There could be a heavy tussle back within the banking system, be means step na salo. And there for be a heavy tussle. And for make them come change this currency so no more at this present moment where like the country they run to, it is undone. Oh, the big they do or not say they don't they increase other prices, them but let you know this na money increase they want to do so. Now so we call an money increase. So don't even try than this if they not put people in power that baba main contribution that.
Thank you very much for more. Yes, caller ID live on air. You name and inside the call from, please.
This now Usman, the call from Maryland.
Yes, Usman, get 3 minutes, sir.
The idea is not bad because that every load of people in the cargo, it go reduce down the per week and it go reduce down the per week. Then the only problem is get serious confusion. That confusion they go take some time, and especially like the market people all they come offline and come and confusion and they therefore they take place where something the serviceman is there something and go to capitalize something. It's a problem and that happen. So I mean the government right now that this is an emergency for sensitize people in the country. An emergency na serious and thing this don't come on. And the idea is not bad at all because it go reduce that load. I mean you go take starting money, nobody not go know now. Yes, but the only thing na serious confusion at the country. Yes, it go bring serious confusion. Now this will be an emergency. Pay people, yourself, then pay you people and for go around and sensitize people, and not for just pay one person at the one party at the country. Then for make even the musician, they let them do all things at the country for sensitize people. But so far, if they sensitize people and this, it go fine. I mean, you go reduce that load. Where you go for go take money in a bank, all say party get plastic now. All man go no see the money don't go take. You go fine. So by the time they catch up with the other countries in West Africa, I mean, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Not bad at all. Yeah.
Thank you very
the
much.
Confusion no more. Yeah, the confusion you get for come serious one. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Usman, our last caller. Somebody they call from Guinea. If you can call again, we'll go bring and come on board. But Usman, now our last caller. I been talking earlier where I start the program. Say me fear now we market people them. They don't used to this thousands and millions. We go make the money one look small to them, and then go one increase. Make a call with this caller. Yes, caller, your name and who the call from, please. Yes, caller. You get for listening at the phone, not to what you use for listening. Your name and who the call from.
Yeah, my name is Fan Kamara. They call from Guinea.
Yes, sir. What are you on take? For this money, what we talk about?
Yeah, my own takeaway. My input now. This looks somehow funny. It's like we leaders they try for treatment. Could you imagine? They try for change money during this pandemic. We are in movement restriction. The people don't be able to come in and go out, all this stuff. Let them put them at the back of their mind, say, there are Sierra Leoneans out of Salon. We get that currency, but because of this sickness, we'll not be able to come now and do any changes. And we really see in the necessity where they push them for changing this money, this currency. And maybe not just a trick they want for free to make them get away. we then go able to thief free money. We then go able to thief free money. Now that's how they suspect. They can try for upgrade. Sometimes we can want to compare ourselves to other neighboring countries like Ghana. Salon they behind force. Salon they behind force. In no account we not get to compare ourselves to Ghana. Ghana develop past Salon. If where the governor they say they try for make our economy strong and stable, that's not the way we do it. At least let them sit down and try to create ways and means where then they bring companies and create a tax system at the country where they able to produce all these agricultural stuff and where we they produce and import them and export them. But let me say, Salon, I'm not really understand what you go on. Maybe we politically immature. That's what is happening. But anyway, so we'll talk much about that. When I 3 minutes I get, I will stop here so far.
Thank you very much, Kola.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, on that area where we brother from Guinea they talk, the governor say when they introduce the new Leone, the old Leone not just they come out of circulation, but then they run side by side till a certain time where the bank go put, where go say, well, now we don't reach them where we now want to see the old Leone again. And even to that aspect, they never reach them where they go say, well, people in the market no go hold that money there, but you get for go na bank for go turn that money there in. The markets people them, the business people them get a lot for play. And the bank governor tell we say productive people in that price of inflation, in that price for big Italic for say then one for feel like for say then they get beaucoup money they can at the end. For we at the diaspora, trust me, we always tag into $100. It's easy for you for figure out say this not also been bill because now we know say okay get the fine line of $100 we around waiting 1 million loans, a little over 1,080,000, 50,000. So we sabi how for tag along. So when this changes to get for B, we know say we $100 a day, and we know how waiting we can benefit from the $100. It go easy for a lot to tell say no, this one it don't go up, this one it not go. But you know, I use an example, not even knowing waiting party get for counter I talk say the bread. What talk about the transport? Because for right now, that 6,300 leons get for be 6 leons 30 cents for transport from Lumley to Jue Junction. 6 leons 30 cents. Now it's supposed for be. Because now they can begin get cents. Let we see when the changes come, how much, then put that drivers them. For now, Seth, even when this one day, then still they seize advantage, let alone, then go get my charge 10 leons. Then get my charge 15 leons. Whether one day don't can go to 15,000. So those people, but with sound economic policy, we go able. With sound economic policy, we go able. But if we're not able to maintain the people and way they do that day to day, that price control will not get in a salon. Trust me, it's going to be a difficult one. Because for make we run go up to them other zeros them, it will be a simple one again. It will be a simple one. But again, bank governor say we need productive people. The country for be productive for make this whole water. This one na psychological means then they use. It all come, not to me say. Psychologically, we're gonna think that our economy is in a better place. But no say that 1,000 leons where they spend, that 1 leon where they spend, now 1,000 leons dandy. That 1 leon. So the water, where then they sell 3 for 1,000. Then they can go begin say, you know that packet water now 3 for 1,000. No? Then Sunday they sell on 2 for 1,000. Then we get man begin sell 1 now for 1 leon. 1 for 1 leon. Waiting and they don't mean. There's inflation right there. That means say now 1 for 1,000 and so don't begin buy them. Whereas then they go buy waiting the packet for 3,500, 5,000. We mean say na 3 leon 50 cents or 50 leons or 5 leons. It's not going to be an easy road. Let we all just accept that one day for now. But we all get part for play for make this work. It's not going to be an easy road. Anything we get for do with change, it's not easy. Now I make you they see some man hates change. They don't want to change. So this one, if it's going to make us that money, make it candong and waiting ever, fine. But it's still on our table. Productive people. We forget things then for sure. We for able for do domestically for able for play with boku tine. We go less we for import. But as long as we always the import pass out with the export, down the road, we go can do another one again. And we don't want that. Barry, they ask, Afabella Barry say, what do you mean by we get for be productive by this issue? Wish you for elaborate on the statement. I will tell us, say, what thing na the guarantee say people not go begin for hoard the new money? And I make us say, if we can't identify the people who they hoard the old one, not of a sudden they can't be attractive to the new one. For me, then do it in and can do. Hey. Eric Tozo say, he says, Leone people they want development, but then they afraid for embrace change. Then he say, more pros, women say, more better thing, they per this thing, rather than the way we they look at. He say, we for look na the positive aspect. We'll go there back tomorrow. Till we meet again, Triple say, Tata.